Hello everyone, welcome back to Shady Movie Reviews, and today we're talking about the movie Hustlers. Honestly, the one thing I learned from this movie is if you're a man and you have a wallet and you're at a strip club, you are not safe. You are in danger.
I'm in danger!
Alright, so let's just dive right into the plot of this film. So in this movie, we follow Destiny, a young girl who's working as a stripper just to make ends meet. After moving to a new club, Destiny makes a new friend named Ramona. Now, the story is strongly centered around these two characters, and Destiny asks Ramona to teach her how to dance, and the two of them end up becoming best friends. Then a huge financial crash ruins the stripping industry, and times get really rough for these New York girls trying to make a living. Years go by though, and the girls are reunited, and Ramona hatches a plan to get out of the gutter by drugging men and stealing all their money. And all these girls are in on it, and now they're in danger of facing some serious consequences. Alright, so on to my positives, what I liked about the film. Alright, so one thing that I really enjoyed about this film was the family aspect that was added to it. And just the way that these strippers acted around each other. Like in this strip club, these strippers didn't just act like co-workers. They acted more like sisters, like a family. And I really like that whole feeling of like sisterhood and family. And I also really like this movie because it gave us a new perspective that I felt like we haven't seen a lot of. And that's the perspective of what it's actually like to be a stripper and the day in the life. And I thought it was interesting because most movies portray strippers as just a character that's like usually an extra, and it's in a club scene and you never hear them talk, you never hear them speak their mind. They're just in there to fulfill the purpose of it's a club and there's strippers there. But when was the last time you saw a movie where you actually got to know them and talk to them and see them outside the club and the lives that they have? And then another point, guys, I really loved the plot. Although I felt like there were some problems with the execution, I really thought it was nice that it was kind of like a whole Robin Hood movie kind of a thing. Like the poor decides to steal from the rich because they feel like the rich doesn't deserve its wealth and they deserve it more because they're poor, and because every guy on Wall Street just steals money from each other. And I just thought it was really nice because I always feel like that dynamic is very interesting because people down here always assume that up here is a certain way, and then people up here always assume that down here is a certain way. Alright, so on my negatives and what I disliked about the film. Alright, so one thing that I really disliked about this film was it felt really weird at the end. And what I mean by weird is it just felt like this movie was actually a lot longer, like maybe 30 to 45 minutes longer. And then right before the movie came out, they had to do some major cuts and they cut out like 30 minutes out of the last like maybe hour of the movie. This movie felt like there was a bunch of missing pieces at the end, and there was just some things at the end that just didn't make sense. And then the only other thing that I really didn't like about this film was the fact that this film was like an hour and 40 minutes. But this movie felt so long and overdrawn. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie was good for what it was, but it felt long. Like, the movie was an hour and 50 minutes, and I honestly felt like I was in there for like over 2 hours. Alright, so on to my judgment and movie score. Alright, time to bust out the Shady meter. Alright guys, so for the plot of this film, I'm going to have to give this movie a solid 6.8 out of 10. And that's because I really enjoyed the plot of this movie, and I felt like it was really nice to see the strippers' perspective and the way they live and the way they work. The way they made the movie, I get the perspective. And for the script, guys, I'm going to have to give this movie a 6.3 out of 10. And that's because a lot of the dialogue in this movie just seemed okay, just seemed basic, and I don't know, I didn't really feel a lot of emotion coming from the lines of the characters. And then for the acting, guys, I'm gonna have to give this movie a solid 7.1 out of 10. And that's because J-Lo did an amazing job in her role, and I also really enjoyed all the other actresses played their roles very well. Cardi B played herself, did a good job at that, that's for sure. And just a lot of the other actors and actresses, I really felt like pretty solid acting for the kind of movie it was. I felt the emotion from the characters and I really felt for their position and where they were stuck in life. I really felt that struggle. And then for the structure and pacing, guys, I'm gonna have to give this movie a solid 5.9 out of 10, and that's because I really did not enjoy how this film was structured and how it was paced. Like I said, the movie was less than 2 hours, but it definitely felt like I was in the movie for over 2 hours. Alright, and for the overall score, guys, I'm gonna have to give the movie Hustlers a solid 6.7 out of 10. So if you guys are going to go see Hustlers in theaters, just know, it's kind of shady. So, Hustlers, have you guys seen it? Have you guys not? Jump down in the comments section. Let's start a conversation. Remember to like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.